Good evening, all. Myself Prakash, and thanks Vinay for the introduction. So, sustainable factory. I don't think I need to give an explanation to sustainable factory to the panel members, all the participants here, because from the morning welcome session, Dario from Ministry mentioned about the ITTI assessment, sustainability, and Mike from Hardpack. He mentioned why it is important to going on sustainability and how Hardpack is looking for sustainability. So there is no need for introduction on sustainability on the manufacturing sector. And all of them are talking about sustainability. Even COP28 conducted in Dubai last November, the president announced last year the year of sustainability, and in 2024 also year of sustainability in UAE. So all of them talking about sustainability, but what is it sustainability? Is it just growing, planting trees around the industrial sector to reduce carbon? No, it is not only planting trees to reduce carbon emission. So this is like kind of offering Maxbyte is providing on the sustainability solutions. Of course, Maxbyte not only providing these options individually, we have a potential collaboration with various partners to provide these solutions. So starting from assessment on roadmap on sustainability digital platform, energy efficiency, alternate energy and carbon offset. Yes, some of you may aware, in UAE, all the public listed companies, it is mandatory to submit a sustainability report on every year. But currently, it is only for listed companies, but it's not long to it mandatory to all the manufacturing industries to publish the sustainability report on year. So for this, we have a product called Sustainability Digital Platform, but why these assessment and roadmaps are needed? So I will come to this. So in assessment and roadmap, so what actually we are going to do? So we will come to your manufacturing facility. We will do the assessment on sustainability basis, based on the GRI net framework or any international framework. So here we mentioned GHE materiality assessment. So now it is evolving as GHE double materiality assessment. So in materiality assessment, the company stakeholder will focus on what is the more energy emitting factors, say like energy consumption or any natural gases you are using, like kind of thing. So they are focused on that, how we can reduce the consumption to reduce the emission. But what is double materiality assessment is including company's finance in considering into a factor. So do the company finance also able to accommodate those kind of changes? So in the assessment, you will get a detailed reports on what are all the things you need to monitor, you need to optimize to reduce your plant production. And the roadmap. So as you know, in UAE, the net zero industry target is 2050. Maybe in India, it is 2070. So each country, they have certain goal based on their commitment. So to achieve net zero goals on 2050, net zero means you have zero emission at 2050 to produce components in your factory. So how to achieve that in 2050? So you can directly set a goal for 2050, okay, I am moving towards that. No. So we are in 2024. So what is my goal on 2025, next year? What's my goal on third year? What's my goal on 2030? Moving towards that goal. So for that, this is the sustainability digital platform will give you the insight. So what's plant emission? Maybe it is on scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. So my emission last month. So what is my set goal for the year 2024? What is the emission for end of the year? Am I moving towards this? First, you want to know what is your current emission standard. So how much you are emitting today. Then only you can set a goal for next year. Then only you can set a target for after 5 years to reach net zero on 2050. So to get all this insight, So you need an application to give you a, okay, I am setting a target, so I am moving toward this. So these are like some kind of technologies, Industry 4.0 technology, from morning we have a session, which will help you to get all those insights. So why I am mentioning OT, IT, cloud, IIoT, all those things here means, so first you need to get a current emission, today's factory emission, you need to map a energy data, you need to map a utility data. So currently what companies are doing, at the end of the year, they have manual data like what is the fuel we purchased for diesel generator for this whole year. Maybe they will get it from a procurement team. What is the energy bill they have, they get it from the maintenance team. Based on that, they will calculate what is the whole emission for the past 1 year. So, but these Industry 4.0 technologies will get you into the updates on the real time. So what is the emission for yesterday? So these are all the technologies will help us to move towards net zero goal. So as I mentioned, for sustainable digital platform, so there is no need for manual update. If you have a IIoT solutions, so as I mentioned, you can integrate with utilities, you can integrate with your energy meters, you can integrate all the emission data, all the purchased goods data, where the emissions are already calculated and you can get on the real time. It will give you an insight to move towards on the particular goal. So that the action can be taken from the user group. I mentioned like sustainability team. So they may mention like, so the emissions in our company may increasing. So what are all the options we can go for? So the solution based on the insight getting from the sustainability digital platform. And the financial team, so they are like most part you need to get approval. So any solutions you are going to implement. So what is the solution? So what is the ROI for that particular solution? So sustainability team will be an integral part of this, and the operations team. Any manufacturing team or maintenance team, say like the company may have 1 or 2 few machines in the same make and same model. One particular machine may consume 100 kilowatt, 100 units to produce 10 components. The same make and model machine may consume 120 units to produce same 10 components. So what are all the optimization methods, or how to I reduce that 20 units energy? So these are all the things that needs to be taken by operations team, but the inside the data, if we have a data from the sustainability platform, then only they have an idea where to implement that optimization. So currently we have one client from Singapore MNC based company. Currently they are monitoring scope 1, 2, 3 emissions through our sustainability digital platform. In morning session also I had few visitors where I showcased the digital platform for sustainability and explained why it is important for the upcoming years. So once we get the data, the next process will be, so how we are energy efficiently going in the upcoming years. So I set a target on 2030. So how can I achieve? How can I reduce emission on 2030? So there are various methods to follow. So whether I can go for a process optimization, as I mentioned before, doing any optimization to reduce energy. Am I going for renewable energy sources? So in case if I going for renewable energy sources, so what is the capacity for the renewable energy sources? If I go for 2 megawatt, 5 megawatt, 100 megawatt, is it aligned with my 2030 goal? Is it okay for my 2050 net zero goal? So all those data from the sustainability platform will help us to identify the programs or process we are going to implement for the upcoming years. Here I mentioned one of our partners application. It is like EMS storage system, where if you have a grid energy, renewable energy sources, so these applications will integrate with all those things. It will give you an insight. So how much energy storage can be made? What is the threshold for energy storage in your battery management system? how the energy shift can be monitored, is there a peak time savings can be obtained, power factor can be reduced using battery instead of grid. So you will get all those kinds of recommendations to take action to reduce your energy bill as well as emission. So for net zero, as I mentioned, we need to be zero emission of CO2. So practically it is not going to possible. We can reduce the energy consumption by certain amount. So how can we go for net zero? So for that currently, as you may aware, like there are carbon credits. So one company can claim, a net zero company, say assume they are using 100,000 megawatt on today's. Maybe after implementing all those solutions after 5 or 10 years, they can able to reduce it to 500 megawatt on yearly basis. So the remaining 500, what they are going to do? So they can purchase carbon credit, and based on carbon credit, they can claim these companies are net zero companies. So we can support on this carbon credit purchase also. But not only this, there are other carbon offset programs are there, like nature-based carbon program, offset programs, and technology-based. So how Industry 4.0 will support on these carbon offset programs? So say nature-based carbon programs, if you own a like forestation, so there are several technologies will support how much CO2 emission will be captured on that particular farm. There will be a drone-based monitoring. AIs will, as you predict, so how much CO2 will be consumed or will be gathered by this forest for the next year. So these technologies will support this kind of nature-based carbon offset program. And then there is a technology-based carbon offset program. So we have another partner in our India where you may all of them may use diesel generator. So while consuming diesel generator, there will be a emission. So there is a carbon capturing technology which will give you a capture of CO2 from diesel generator up to 90%, that particular matter. It can capture particular matter of 2.5 to particular matter of PM10. So these PM will be converted into powder form. From that particular matter, you can make like ink or paint on those kind of things. So the consumption of diesel in the diesel generator, the emissions will be reduced up to 90%. So these kind of carbon capturing technologies will support to reduce your emission instead of going for carbon credit. So like I need to just give you what is the overall end-to-end solution on sustainability, from starting from the assessment, starting to digital application to monitor your current status or set target goals for 2050 or 2070, and what are the options on energy efficiency to carbon credit to until it's carbon offset programs. So that's it from my end. Thank you.